You can cheat death. But what if death doesn't play by the rules anymore? And after 14 years, it's back to collect what it's owed. You feel that? That creeping unease? That sense that something's watching, waiting. Welcome to the chilling legacy of Final Destination, where fate has rules and breaking them means you are next. And now in 2025, the nightmare returned in Final Destination Bloodline. No spoilers, no death revealed, just pure nostalgic horror love. But get ready because this is not the return you are prepared for. It's much more terrifying. The most chilling, gut twisting, paranoia inducing horror saga returns. And this time it's bloodier, smarter, and deadlier than ever. Before we dive into what Bloodline offers, let's take a haunting stroll through the legacy that made this series unforgettable. A quick trip down to the memory lane. The year 2000 gave us a horror concept so original it still gives us chills today. It all started with a plane crash. One premonition, one escape, and then, one by one, the survivors fall. Not by a killer's hand, but by death itself. This wasn't your typical slasher. No masked villain, no haunted house. Here, death was the unseen force, cold, calculated, inevitable. It was new, it was terrifying, it was genius. And we learned one thing: death has a design, and you can't run from it. Then came the infamous log truck sequence. If the first film gave us paranoia, this one gave us panic on the highway. You still can't drive behind a truck carrying timber without flinching, right? It elevated the deaths. They were more elaborate, more brutal, and somehow more poetic. The sequel didn't just raise the stakes, it launched a full blown paranoia in everyday life. That opening scene, it's burned into the brains of a generation. Final Destination 2 gave us smarter survivors, more interwoven timelines, and death that somehow became even more elaborate. Now this one, it made us fear fun. Roller coaster, tanning beds, gym equipment, nothing was safe. This one brought creativity to a whole new level. And with its intense use of foreshadowing and photographs as clues, the franchise got smarter and deadlier. Final Destination 3 was loud, bloody, and stylish, and it knew exactly what fans wanted: terror with flair. The fourth movie promised closure, but didn't quite deliver. It tried the 3D gimmick, some cool moments, but it lacked the depth and smart writing of its predecessors. But that wasn't done yet. This was the twist we didn't see coming. Just when we thought the formula had run dry, Final Destination 5 pulled off the best twist in the franchise. Smart writing, slick effects, and a sense of dread that felt earned. The opening bridge collapse is still one of the most jaw-dropping sequences in the series. It was gory, bold, and had an ending that made you want to clap and scream. It was a chef kiss. It tied everything together in a way no one expected. And just when we thought the series had found peace, 14 years later it came back with a new generation, a new premonition, and a bloodline cursed to be hunted, not just by death but by faith itself. Let's be real, Final Destination is not just a franchise, it's a feeling. Every time you get nervous on a plane, hesitate at a green light, or avoid driving behind a logging truck, that's Final Destination living rent-free in your brain. The series became a cultural phenomenon, a blend of supernatural dread and real-world fear. And now, after more than a decade of silence, death whispers again. From the opening seconds, Bloodline feels like Final Destination. It doesn't rely on cheap jump scare, it builds dread. Like the old ones, it whispers you are next, long before anything happens. And for the fans of the original films, there are Easter eggs, visual nods, and heart-wrenching callbacks that will have you frozen in fear and awe. We can't talk about Final Destination without remembering the man whose voice is death, Tony Todd, the mysterious coroner who always seemed to know just a little too much. He didn't chase victims, he simply warned them, chilling, calm, inevitable. His screen presence is magnetic, like death, watching from the shadows, and when he speaks, you listen. In Bloodline, his legacy looms large, and fans will be thrilled by the tribute this film pays him. Final Destination Bloodline is expected to mark Tony Todd's last official appearance as the voice or face of Death's messenger, closing a chapter that started a decades ago. His final moments in this film are already being described as chilling, poetic, and a beautiful homage to what he's meant to the series. It's unfortunate that we lost a legend like him, but he will always live through our memories for sure. This film is not a reboot, it's not a lazy cash grab. It's a return to form, but with teeth sharper than ever before. Without giving away any plot or set pieces, here's what you can expect. Tension that builds like a pulse. From the opening minute, you feel uneasy. The pacing is tight, the dread is constant, and just when you think you are safe, you are not. Terrifying practical effects and CGI. The deaths are brutal, but beautifully done, not mindless gore. Each moment is crafted with detail. It doesn't just show violence. It builds anxiety in the waiting. That's the magic. And they bring back the butterfly effect chain reaction style that made earlier films so haunting. Each death is psychological. Every moment is a tease. Your brain will try to predict what's coming and will fail badly. A cast that can act. These aren't cardboard cutouts waiting to die. They feel real, flawed, panicked. And when they are scared, you feel it. Some are trying to fight faith, others accept it, and that dynamic makes it so much more intense. New mythology, old fear. Bloodline expands the lore, hints at things deeper but doesn't over-explain. The mystery of Death's design remains, and that's what makes it scarier. This isn't the same old pattern. Bloodline introduces a terrifying new layer to how death operates, and it changes the game. So, is the Final Destination Bloodline worth the wait? Absolutely. It respects the original while honoring it and sharpens the future. It terrifies the audience, and it cements Final Destination as the horror franchise that understands the fear of fate better than anyone else. And it proves that you can't cheat death even across generations. For fans of the franchise, it's a nostalgic, nightmarish joyride. For newcomers, it's the perfect entry, just don't get too attached to anyone. If you love the originals, you are in for a terrifying treat. If you are new to the series, welcome to the nightmare. Just remember, it's not over, it's never over, because death always finds a way. If you like this, hit that like button, subscribe for more horror retrospectives, and tell me in the comments what was the one Final Destination death that haunted you the most. Thanks for watching.